and welcome to your session with me today. My name is Charlotte Tooth and I'm from TRX UK. Today I'm going to take you through 45 minutes of conditioning and recovery. 30 minutes will be the conditioning, 15 minutes recovery. Today's session is focused on full body. We're going to get the whole body going. Block A is lower body focused. Block B is upper body. You've got a beautiful core finisher at the end. 2 minutes non-stop. It is tough, all right? So all you need today is yourself a lovely mat, and then go ahead and make sure your straps are up. To start, we just need them at mid-height, all right? This is an intermediate level workout. If you need to modify anything as we go along, please do. But otherwise, I am here to push you and to give you a lot of challenge and a lot of work today, all right? So we're gonna get started. For the warm-up today, we've got 3 exercises. We are gonna do 1 minute on each exercise. All right, so grab a hold of your straps. Make sure you're at mid-height with the straps. Facing towards the anchor point, legs are mat width apart. We're going to do 1 squat, dropping back and down with a nice flat back. Stand up, cross the right leg behind the left, 1 curtsy. 1 squat, 1 curtsy. So just moving between the 2 positions, trying to come up vertical between each one so we get full hip extension. And make sure we've got flat feet on the squat, so pressing down through all 10 toes and the heels. Now listen, we want to warm up the body, build some heat. So if you can, add a little bit of speed to these exercises whilst thinking about connecting through the core and of course the breath. How low do you squat? As low as you can keep this beautiful long flat back. None of this sort of butt winking at the bottom. Last 5 seconds coming up. Already getting out of breath. 3, 2, 1. All right, legs out super, super wide for me. Toes slightly out turn. Here we're going into a Cossack squat. I'm going to bend my left leg as I keep my right leg nice and straight. Pull back through center and switch sides. Back through center. I'll show you from the front. Because I have the straps, I have the capability to shift my weight forward or back. Yeah, without the straps, it's a slightly two-dimensional exercise, okay? So as you're doing this, you're looking to find a bit of a stretch through the inner thighs and quite a lot of engagement through the side of the butt and the inside of the legs. So we've got 20 seconds. Here we go. Keep the grip on the strap relatively light so you can feel your back muscles working to keep you upright and feel your core muscles working to stop you from falling over. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Last one, you do not need the straps. Come to the floor. Set yourself up in a pretty decent plank. So hands underneath the shoulders. Shoulders on top of the wrists. And from that position, shoulders back and down. Step the legs out. We're going to turn onto the inside, outside edges of our feet and sweep the arm up. Come back through center. This is your T-raise. Switch side. Look at my feet. Feet turn, arm lifts. Switch. Feet turn, arm lifts, switch. So I'm literally moving my arms almost between 12 o'clock and 6 o'clock, and I'm keeping my core tight. In the middle, not lifting the hips, keeping the hips relatively close-ish to the floor. Getting used to loading through the wrists here, and nice and strong through those arms. Feeling the engagement through the waist. All right, team, rest there. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer now, and we're going to go into your heart raiser. Now today's heart raiser is like an extended version of a warm-up. It's going to get your heart rate up, cardiovascularly challenge you, and today's heart raiser is an EMOM, which means every minute on the minute you do a certain amount of work. If you get the work done quickly, you get a bit of an extra break. If you get it done in 30 seconds, you get 30 seconds break, all right? So, EMOM coming up in 15 seconds. Let me show you the movements. So we've got lateral bound to start. From one side to the other, I'm leaping, landing on 1 foot. You have 10 of those to start. Then into 8 low row, elbows to the ribs. Okay, squeeze the elbows in nice and tight. And then last one is monkey lunges. Hands come down, drop one leg forward, and then the other into your monkey lunges. All right, alternating those, it is 6 of those, all right? So get yourself ready. Heart raiser is coming up. Oh, hello. Pause that. There we go. All right. So, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So you've got 10 lateral bounds. Do it with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yes, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows to ribs. Step it forward. Nice flexed feet. Low row. 8 of these. Squeezing the elbows close to the rib cage. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And into your monkey lunges, as I call them. Hands down. I jump left leg forward, hips up, right leg forward. Just 6 of these. And I've earned myself 17 seconds break. And you can already hear in my voice, my heart rate is getting higher, okay? So 10, 8, 6 are your numbers. Get ready. Lateral bounds coming up. 10 of those. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. From side to side, like you're skating 10 times. All right, once you've done 10, elbows to ribs, chest up high. Flex your feet if the surface allows you to do so. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, nice open chest. Think about pulling your elbows towards your hips. Once you've done 8 of those, 6 monkey lunges. If you're struggling with these, do a foot tap instead. Yeah, otherwise, little jump. And I'm done. Exactly 17 seconds break. That is weird. All right, last round coming up. So here we go. 10 lateral bounds, 8 low row, and 6 of your monkey lunges. 3, 2, 1. Let's all aim to get a little bit quicker this time. All right, into the low rows. These are the ones that take the time, right? Eyes up to the anchor, core nice and tight. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Eyes up, core, butt. Remind yourself, as you get tired, you will forget. Monkey lunges. Here we go. And 21 seconds break. All right. If you're still going, keep going. You've still got 12 seconds to complete it. If you're done, take this time to have a sip of water. Treat yourself. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, fantastic, guys. So we're going to come into our lower body section, which is block A today. It's 45 seconds on each exercise. 15 seconds to transition. Get your straps to mid-calf height, and I'll coach you as we go through. Yeah, so you'll get the coaching, then you'll go straight in. For this first exercise, it's a suspended lunge. If you struggle with your balance, feel free to have something nearby to hold on to. Otherwise, let's get going, guys. We'll just do this once on the right and once on the left. So take your right foot into the foot cradles. Left leg is forward, facing away from the anchor point. You're going to drop your back knee down to the floor. Both knees break. And then squeeze back up, pull the knee to the chest. Tap down, back up. Here we go. Timer's on. Now listen, you can see I'm swinging my arms. This is not for decoration. I'm using them to counterbalance. Opposition, engaging through the core muscles. Back foot is energized into the straps. I want you to feel the pressure through the front heel. Eyes up, chest up. If you're struggling to balance, figure out where you're falling and try to engage the opposing muscles. It's deep, deep back lunge here, so really feeling the work in the front thigh and in the core. Keeping that chest up, not dropping too far forward. Both knees bend. All right, team. Turn over your right shoulder. Slightly turn your left leg out for a side lunge. And the right leg can stay parallel, or you can keep it slightly turned out. Your choice. How do your hips feel today? Then into your side lunge. Reach your arms forward for counterbalance. And drop your hips back. And then squeeze up and push your hips forward. Let's go. We're looking for deep ranges here today. And this is tough. It's going to be a lot of work for your left butt cheek and your right inner thigh. You'll know you're doing it right because you'll feel your legs aching even after like 3 or 4 reps. Stay with me. Hips press forward, arms lengthen to help you up. Don't come halfway up. I always see this. All the way up as tall as you can be. This is a toughie. Oh, all right, guys. You get to take your foot out momentarily, but you're going to come onto the floor. Just drop one of your handles through the other and come onto the floor with your left heel in to the straps. And you can hook the left toes over. Single leg glute bridge. Option 1 is left foot pressing into the straps, facing towards the anchor, pushing your hips up. Option 2, kicking the right leg up and down to assist you. A little bit of momentum. I want you to drag the straps off the ceiling. There's the feeling that you're engaging your hamstrings. If it's too easy, move back a little bit. Give yourself that challenge. You didn't come here today to make your life easier, did you? All right, hips are square. If you are just keeping the leg up, keep going. It's tough for the hamstring. Arms are supporting. All right, guys, unhook the straps, take your foot out, and then get your toes in. Flick around quickly. And this last exercise is the only one of the 4 exercises that's not based on your legs. It's pikes, hands under shoulders. Push your legs out nice and straight, flex your feet, and simply start to pull your hips up. Look at your ankles, and drop your hips down. Straight legs, straight arms, back down. I want you to feel your core muscles firing. Push the floor away. And challenge yourself by trying to lift your hips higher each time. If you need a breather, knees come down. Don't come to here. It's much harder to re-engage from, yes? Just the knees down. Active legs. Squeeze the inner thighs. You've got 5 seconds, team. All right, get your feet out. Stand up. Second side. Left foot in the foot cradles this time. Stone facing away from the anchor. All right, when you're ready, drop the back knee to the floor, bending both knees if you can see, and drive up. Let's go. So we're going to feel the work in both legs here. Most people, when they do these lunges, they forget about one leg and they'll just bend through the other leg. Both legs are working like scissors. Swinging the arms through to give you assistance in opposition. Back knee every time on the floor. If it gets too much, prop something by your side, use it to balance. And I'm feeling wobbly now. As I get tired, I'm going to start to lose my balance, okay? Rest there. Turn over your left shoulder. You get the best view in the house here now. Left leg is nice and long. Right leg is going to be the one that's bending. Make sure your hip bone is in line with the anchor. Let's go. Arms forward, hips back. Now, I'm going to show you from a slightly different angle here. Hop back a little bit. Can you see how my right leg bends and the knee pushes out over the toes? So it's quite a nice engagement through the glutes and the inner thighs. And of course, we're working in a single-sided position. Very, very challenging, but good for imbalances. And good to make sure that you're strong on both sides. All right, team, rest there, kick the straps off, get yourself on the floor facing towards the anchor and feed one of your handles through the triangle. Lay down and get your right foot into the foot cradles. Once you're there, Lay down with the right leg bent at 90. Left leg can stay on the floor as you hip bridge, or it can kick up for assistance. Single leg glute bridge. Now, if I kick my leg up with the wrong timing, it's actually harder, okay? So the top point of when your leg kicks up should be the top point of your glute bridge. You're thinking everything up, everything down. And keep dragging the straps off of the anchor point. Make it harder by shuffling back if you need. You got 10 seconds. Squeezing the heel to the butt. Oh, and rest. Strap off, split the straps, toes in, and flick to face away from the anchor point. We're taking those pikes again, but this time when you lift your hips up, simply open your legs. Okay, so it's going to be a nice opening of the legs. Into plank, flex your feet, lift up, open, down, close. Up, open, down, close. People always say to me, where should my straps be on my feet? Where feels comfortable for you? For most people, on the instep. But this won't count if you are not flexing your feet. We're on our last 20 seconds. Let's see if we can go straight through and get at least 5 more reps. Here it is. It says 4, 5. Oh, and rest. Guys, incredible. Take your feet out. You've got about a minute's break. Get your breath back. Oh, get some water if you need it. So, that's the lower body done, tick, tick. We're going to move into quite a technical upper body section. Now, these movements you might not have seen before, but that's all right, because I'm going to coach you through very precisely today, and we're going to do these exercises 3 times. So even if the first time it feels awkward, by the 3rd time, you will have learnt a couple of brand new exercises for yourself. All right? So let's get this timer back on. 3 exercises. You've got about 40 seconds on each one, and then you'll get about 20 seconds to get to the next exercise. The first one is facing towards the anchor point. You should still have your straps at mid-calf height. You shouldn't have changed them. And all we've got to do is carefully drop our heels into the foot cradles. If you struggle to balance, you can roll back and do this if you need, all right? Now, listen, once your heels are in, straighten your legs. If I now point my toes, my feet are going to come out. I don't want that, because in a minute, they're going to be loaded with weight. Take your hands behind you, fingers facing out to the side, and you're simply going to push your hips up, super straight legs. Lift your ribs up to the sky as high as you can, and then gently come back down, tapping your hips on the floor. All right, shoulder extension. So we're going to lift up, look up, open the chest, back down. There's a lot of work for the triceps isometrically, and a lot of work for the back and the shoulders. Most people get to here and then give up. Try to get your hips in line with your shoulders. And naturally, my feet will go forward, but I'm not letting them swish too far forward, otherwise I fall over. Fantastic for those of you that sit at the desk all day long. It's going to open up the chest. All right, take your feet out. Kneeling roll out. Now, most people call this a core exercise. It is, but it's also a very heavy lat exercise. So, facing away from the anchor point, palms onto the handles. Kneeling. The further you work back, the harder it is. So the closer you are to the anchor point. You're going to start to hinge forward, reaching the arms overhead, super straight arms, and find a nice long line with your body, and then drag the arms back. Not doing this. Hinge forward, butt, then arms. It's all about sequencing. Straight arms forward, ooh, straight arms back. And you should feel the big, long muscles that run from your shoulder blades all the way down your back, working so hard here as you drag down. Visualize that you're pushing down through water, so you're dragging. And the arms are governing the movement. All right, team, rest there. Spin to face towards the anchor point. This one's the most technical of them all. You start pretty much seated with your arms straight. You might need to adjust this in a minute, okay? From here, have your thumbs on the outside, so like a false grip. You're gonna pull the straps towards you, and as you come up, pull yourself right up to standing and push your arms back behind you as if you're doing like a tricep press. So you bend the elbows, extend, sit down, and then pull the elbows in, push back. Go nice and slow. Extend, sit, pull, push. Extend, sit, pull, push. If I was to come over to your house right now, press on the straps, they would not move because there's always tension on the straps. Yeah, so really, really tight straps. What I see people do is go floppy, engage. Try not to do that. And the good news is you've got 2 more rounds to figure it out. Oh, all right, team. Let's get back to that beginning exercise. Sort my mat out. So back into reverse plank. Okay, I'm gonna give you some additions if you wanna try something more. Heels in. Move away from the anchor slightly so your straps are not quite neutral. Hands behind you in a position that feels good. This time we press up, we look up, we lift up, and then without touching the bum cheeks on the floor, pull the hips back as if you're trying to get your hips behind your hands. Yeah? Hips up, and then round the shoulders forward, pull the hips back. Such a small movement, but incredible for the deep core. And yes, I'm letting my shoulders round forward. It's like this position, pushing away like a gymnast on a pommel horse. You got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest, team. Alrighty, rest there. Now, straight away coming into your kneeling rollout. So spin to face away from the anchor point. Grab a hold of the handles. Bring yourself up to a kneeling position. Knees underneath the hips, palms facing down. You're gonna press away, lean away from the anchor point and push down until you're in a straight line and then drag back. If it was easy last time, move further back. You will feel heavier. Now, a little trick I do, because I've got quite hypermobile shoulders, is to push the handles together. Okay, so I push the handles together and it gives me a little bit of stability. And I really feel those back muscles going. Long line in the body, hips pressing forward. Lengthening the arms long and feeling those back muscles, core muscles going. All right, team, rest there. Last one is going to be that pull up from seated again. So holding onto the straps, pretty much with straight arms to start, body slightly leaning back. And when I come here, I can start with flexed feet. Thumbs are on the outside, so I can actually change my grip at the top and push away. All right, let's go. Pull in, push back, bend, extend. Pull in, push back, bend, extend. Keep your butt off the ground for as long as you can. All right, team, we've got 17 seconds. Now my triceps are starting to burn. I hope yours are too. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears. 3, 2, 1. All right. Back to the beginning. One last time. Maybe this time you stay off the ground. Yeah, I know I keep putting my butt on the ground and chatting to you, but maybe this time we try and stay off the ground a bit more, yeah? So heels in, reverse plank push. If it feels quite unstable, drag down heavier with your legs. Here we go. Hips up. And then try to pull the hips back behind your hands. Hips up. And then hips back behind the hands. It looks like nothing, but it's so incredibly intense. All right, team, you've got 15 seconds. Last 3, 2, 1. Yes, all right. Kneeling rollout. Now the beauty of this combination is that we're getting very much like push and pull and lots of different angles for the upper body and the shoulders. So really 3D strong with those shoulders. Let's get to kneeling. Palms down. Here we go. Kneeling, pushing the arms out away from you. Dragging, pulling the arms back. So really starting to feel the core engaging through the waist and dragging those shoulders down away from your ears. And not leaving your butt behind. So many people do this one as well, yeah? Your butt should feel like it's tucking forward, thrusting forward, and you keep that thrust throughout. Helps you to feel the pelvic floor muscles as well. Don't drop the head too low. I keep catching myself doing that. Look at the end of your mat. All right. Pull up to press. Move away from the anchor. Strap should be tight to begin with. Thumbs on the outside because it helps to move your hands around. Flex your feet. And pray to the TRX gods that we make it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Pull to push. In to go out. That felt awkward for me, so I'm moving back a little bit. Pull to push. In to go out. Now see if you can make it flow a little bit more now. It should almost feel like a mid-row to a tricep press. And I make it hard by trying to put the brakes on my movement. If I just collapse, it's very easy. Well, not so easy, but you get the idea. 3, 2. Oh, wow. Guys, grab yourself a sip of water. Now, I promised you earlier on a core finisher, and that will be. It is 4 exercises, straight from one to the next. First one is standing, elbow plank standing. Second one is shoulder stand V, I'll coach you through. Third one is a hollow body, and fourth one is a TRX plank. So, stand up, keep your straps at mid-calf, get your elbows through. This is your finisher. 2 minutes non-stop. All right, here we go. Elbows are through. Walk your feet back. You're in a forearm plank, yeah? From here, bend your knees and start to make a circle with your body. All the way around, clockwise circles. Down, left, up, right. The closer I go to the anchor point, the harder it is. You can start to change direction if you wish. Ooh. Super tough one. All right, team, rest there. Okay, next one is going to be your shoulder stand V. So facing away from the anchor point. Grab a hold of the foot cradles this time. Head pretty much just in front of the anchor. Legs long. We're going to lift up onto our shoulders. Push up to a V position. Reach the arms forward. Onto your shoulders. Up to a V. If you're not confident, just a small lift of the hips is enough. But keep your arms straight and tension on the straps. Yes, team. All right, now hold the low position. Let go of the straps and just grab a hold of your thighs. Hollow body. Now my core muscles are already shaking from earlier. If this is too much, you can bend your knees or keep them straight for the challenge. And of course, hands can be behind the head. Whatever feels the most challenging for you. All right, hold on, hold on. We're so nearly there. All right, team, last one is your TRX plank. So get your toes in quickly. 2 minutes non-stop. We're trying to keep moving. And when you're ready, forearms down, legs away. Let's go. Now, normally 30 seconds of this would be very easy. But after everything we've done so far, the core muscles are really burning. Hang on. We've got 10 seconds. Draw those shoulders down. Oh, and rest there, team. Incredible, incredible work. How do you feel? Super, super tough work. That last bit of finisher, all very core focused. I don't know about you, but it was quivering and shaking for me. So yeah, super tough. And again, remember when you do these classes, you can hit pause and repeat any of the exercises. If you're like, 2 minutes core, Charlotte, that's super easy. Go ahead, make it more challenging for yourself and do it a couple of times. All right. As promised, the best bit to this session today. We're going to go right the way into your stretch, okay? So into your recovery. So today, let's just shorten the straps to mid-height and then stand facing towards the anchor. So we're going to go through a series of stretches that stretch out everything we've just been working, so thighs, glutes, hamstrings, core muscles as well, and of course the shoulders. So holding onto the handles, drop your hips back, your chest forward, and come into a hip hinge. My weight is forward into the middle of the foot, my palms are down, and my spine is long. Lovely. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and a long breath out. So I want you to feel your hips and your hands reaching essentially in opposite directions. And the beautiful thing about the straps is that you can really traction your spine, so feel the space that you're making between each vertebrae. All right, take one more deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, bring your body higher than your hands, so you're looking at your fingertips. We'll go for a golfer's swing. So sweep your left arm up to the sky and twist your upper body up towards the ceiling. Come back down and then switch sides, right arm up. Now what I'm adding here is a small bend of the knee as I twist, just to assist the twist, because I'm feeling very tight today. If you want to just keep your knees bent and the lower body very stiff, you absolutely can. All right, team, nicely done. You've got another 10 seconds here. So opening up the thoracic spine, the bit that tends to not move if we're sat at the desk all day or we're very stationary, very sedentary. Lovely, team. All right, rest there for a second. Cross your right leg over your left leg and turn your hips slightly towards the left side. You're then going to hang away from the straps like a monkey and feel the stretch running down that left side of your body. Fidget around with the feet to make it work for you. And figure out where feels good. Do you want to go with the twist, or do you want to turn your body towards the floor? You should feel an almighty stretch under your armpit. Nice, and then come on up and switch sides. So left leg on top of the right leg. Turn your hips slightly to the right, and then hang away from the straps. And as I'm hanging away, I'm feeling all the stretch on the side of my body into the spine, the shoulders. I don't want to be here with my hips pushing forward. I want to drop my bum away from the anchor. Lovely. Take one more deep breath in. And a big breath out. Roll yourself up. All right. Probably my favorite stretch in the world coming up. Chest stretch. Take your arms up and just walk forward until the hands are directly above your head. You're not leaning forward like a plank. You're literally as vertical as can be. And then just start to gently slide your elbows down until they come to sort of a W shape. And with the natural anchoring of the straps, the hands will go further back. And then start to reach your arms up overhead and repeat this a few times. So I can play with my weight placement here. If my weight's back, I can probably bring my hands lower. But if my weight's forward, my hands will naturally come higher. So it's two different stretches. All right, we'll leave you here for about 30 seconds in total. So this area of the chest is an area that, especially like I said earlier with the desk posture, and now that we're doing a lot more things online, it gets very, very tight. And oftentimes we don't feel the pain in this area, but this is often the culprit. So very important that the pecs aren't stuck on a short isometric contraction all the time, but instead we learn to open the chest and free up the shoulders, because it will relieve the muscles of the neck and it will allow you a nice open, confident posture as well. Make this your last one. All right, team, then you're going to have to take some of that stretch off. So let your hands come slightly in front of you now. Step your left leg forward and come to a lunge position with your right toes staying tucked. Once the right toes are tucked, arms overhead and push your pelvis forward. So you get a really nice stretch in the front of the right hip. And then you can stay here or drop your left hand down so you get a rotation through the upper back. Now, if this is enough, stay here, but if you want to challenge yourself, straighten the back leg. Lovely, and then arms up, push into the straps, to switch sides. So this time, right leg is forward, and then you drop the left knee down, but keep these toes tucked at the back. It can help increase the push through that back leg and the stretch in the front of the thigh. And then once you're there, push your hips forward. And then start to reach the right arm back. So you're rotating, twisting towards that back hand. If you're the type of person that falls over in these stretches, eyes open, find something to look at. Where you focus will really help you. And we've got the option to straighten the back leg as well, remember. Back leg straight, push the hips down. All right, guys, use the arms overhead to push you up. Go ahead and get rid of the straps. The next couple are without the straps. So come to the floor for me and take your legs out in front of you, feet flexed, with a nice flat back. So thinking of sitting up as tall as you can, simply start to hinge forward as far as you can go without curving your back. So for most people, this is not very far at all. And for some of you, just being upright will be a stretch back here. And that's all right. Wherever you're at is good enough. Just hold on to it and imagine you've got a little Charlotte tooth bun on top of your head and I'm pulling you up out of the ground. So this is not that sort of relaxing, softening, stretching. This is an active stretch. I'm using my core muscles. I'm using my thigh muscles to help me pull forward. Just 10 seconds and then I'll let you flop over those legs, which will feel so good. Here it is, 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Rest the hands down and let your body relax over the legs. Now what you'll find here is that your spine will naturally curve. This is fine, but use whatever you can get hold of. So maybe your mat, your toes, your ankles, to draw you further forward and pull the belly towards the thighs. Now remember, we can only exercise in ranges that we have. So if you're a very, very stiff person, you're going to be limited in the amount of things that you can do with your body, right? So you want to make sure that you have the freedom to move in all these different, beautiful ways. And that means then you can do sports, you can try different classes, you can try different exercises, because you're not restricted by the body that you're in. All right, roll it up. Take your right foot up in the air and cross it over to the left side. Sit nice and tall again and make sure this right knee is pulling towards your left armpit. Option to hug it in with both arms or twist yourself all the way around and look towards the right side. Back hand to help you. And hold on to that stretch. It should feel fantastic for the side of your butt. It should feel really, really good for the obliques as well. You're getting a beautiful twist for your spine and your back. And just hold on to it there, 15 seconds. Sitting tall, not leaning back if you can help it. All right, coming back through center, and then keep the legs exactly where they are, but let the right knee drop out a bit. Come to seated figure 4. So this time we can use our arms and the strength of that push, very similar to if you remember our reverse plank, that push to help get us into our figure 4 position. So the two props that I have here are my foot and my hands. And then essentially the closer I bring those points, the deeper the stretch is so intense. But I will undo that stretch if I let my sacrum round. So all you have to think about is tall, proud posture. Onto the bony bits of your butt. And wow, that is very intense today. I blame the side lunges. All right, team. Hold on to it. You got 15 seconds. Now remember, on the TRX On Demand platform, there are specific classes just for recovery. So if you really struggle with your mobility, with the ability to move, go ahead and check out the recovery classes. They are fantastic. Switch sides. So left foot in, foot goes over to the right. Sit up tall and twist towards the left side. Last couple of stretches here. I'm on my sitting bones, my spine is vertical, and I'm rotating right round, looking all the way back as far as I can. And I'm hugging the knee in, that'll give me a deeper stretch. All right, guys, last 10 seconds, and we'll come to that figure 4. This feels so good for the hip, right? Last 4, 2, and 1. All right. Pull that left foot across and let the left knee drop out to the left side. You're going to pull the right foot in so the foot goes flat on the floor and use your hands as a prop behind you. The closer I get my butt to my heel and the closer I get my hands to my butt, the more I feel the stretch. Any sort of twinging or anything that doesn't feel good in your knee joint, feel free to flex the foot or just activate the leg muscles a little bit on this crossed leg. Oh, that should feel fantastic. Hold this here, just 30 seconds. And then again, on this one, just be aware of any tightness that you might have. A lot of people will sort of lean towards the leg that's crossed over. If you could try and get your knees in line with your shoulders, so they're really square, and you'll feel a lot more. All right, team. Last 15 seconds, and we'll come into your final stretch for your shoulders. You've been waiting for it. I know I have. After those pull-ups from the floor, they were tough. Okay, go ahead and pop your feet onto the floor in front of you. Your hands behind you with your palms facing slightly out, so fingers facing out. Just gently guide your hips towards your feet so you get that beautiful stretch for your shoulders. Oh, and the closer you get your hips towards your heels, the deeper stretch you'll feel. Push the chest out as if you're sunbathing. Hold this here, you got 15 seconds. Breathe, this is the last stretch of the day. It is an intense one. If you're feeling it in your elbow joints, you've gone too far. Feel this through the front of the shoulders, right around the front of the deltoid. Such a fantastic stretch. All right, team. And rest there. You made it. Incredible work. I'm going to stop the dinger. Wow, what did we do today? A beautiful warm-up, that heart raiser at the beginning that got me super sweaty. Lower body was block A. Block B, you did those crazy technical upper body exercises, and we finished with our finisher and our recovery, of course. I hope you had a fantastic session. Please drop me any messages of feedback or just come and tell me that you've done the workout. It's good for us to know that you've actually done them. My name is Charlotte Tooth. You can find me on Instagram at Charlotte_Tooth. Thank you so much for joining me and have a beautiful day. I will see you on the next one.